Good morning, everyone. Let's have a look at this crappy market over there. See what's happening. All right. Let's start with Bitcoin because that's driving all the damage. So yesterday, I thought that looked like a completed bounce, and if we got something over here, you could start getting your toes back into the water. That did not happen. Instead, we got the opposite. What have we got here? We have an open at the highs, close at the lows, expanded range. Objectively, the market had an opportunity to rally. It could have done this, would have looked nice, didn't do that, instead did this. So what we have to assume is that the market has more potential sellers than we thought. That's what's going on. Um, let's look at the 1 hour chart. So yesterday it looked like we were going to bounce. It looked like we were going to bounce through there. We got none of that. We got a sustained wave of selling, a bounce that's too sharp to look like the end of the bounce. And we're testing lows again and busting right through them. Are we seeing any reaction at the lows? We're seeing people giving up. So do I think today is the right day to buy the bounce? No, actually. If yesterday was the right day, if we bought yesterday was the right day if we started to go up. Now I want to see the end of this because now it's a little bit more serious, right? It's like 70, 74 down to 62. Like that's not nothing. And in altcoins, the damage was significantly worse. So altcoins, we were looking for a break above here. Now we've got pretty significant drop. Now, interesting thing is that Bitcoin has broken its lows, but altcoin hasn't broken this low. That's kind of weird. That tells us that we're in the late stages of this, because if we're in the strong stage, then everything will be dumping together. And we've got what it tells us is that we had enough of a dump yesterday that there's not much dumping left still to be done. And if we look at some liquidations here, let's start looking at the let's start looking at the big ones first. Let's look at Ethereum. Big liquidations here. Premium we don't need to see. Funding rate is coming back to something normal. So when funding rate goes nuts, you want to see it reset to something normal. So we're getting close to a reset, but we're not quite there yet. We've got a number of liquidations. Probably we've got another scary day here. Let's look at AVAX, which is the strongest of the majors right now. Lots of capitulation there. Funding rate nearly reset. Open interest is only reset a little bit. AVAX is stronger than the rest of them. Let's look at Ethereum. Testing the lows. Open interest is going up as the market's going down, telling us people are hedging. Okay, so we're seeing very clear signs of hedging activity in the per futures market. This is interesting. Let's look at a few others. Doge just looks normal with open interest going down as price going down. There's nothing wrong with that. No really serious big liquidations. Look at BNB. Open interest wiped right out. That's what you want to see. This looks okay. It's some weird stuff. Some whiff. Big liquidation there. No more liquidations after that. Open interest back to some sort of respectable level. This is not too bad. Okay, so let's go through some coins on our watch list. Everything's been savage. So PHP wiped out, big chunk of gains. Arkham, this was the top, which we suspected. Still a hold. FET still a hold. BNB I think that's still a hold. I mean, everything's getting savaged. Link looks pretty good value down there. Render held up pretty well. Ape wiped out what, month worth of gains. Sui, this one is very interesting. So this one has gone up while the market's gone down. This is a sign here. I think Sui is probably the best runner right now. Mine's a Darwinia. You have to expect that in small coins. Solana, that's a weird one because Solana went up while everything else was going down, and then it caught it yesterday. CFX, similar deal. Probably time to get out of this one now. Woo, it's taken quite a bit of damage from 64 down to 42. That's a lot. Ondo is the one that I think looks really nice here. That looks like, so for me, the standouts are Ondo and Sui so far. Arguably Pendle, but not quite. Phil, it's taken a lot back. Kudos. Yeah, that one's done. PSV, yeah, of course it's wrecked. Those people are idiots. INJ could go either way. AMX Near is one I'm very interested in. Down 10% today. Like that's a big drop from something that was winning the race, but the downside is reasonably predictable. After this, we saw we don't really want any part of Silo. So do I think it's over? No, I do not. I think, Ethereum, we're seeing still CVDs going down. Doge, we're starting to see some buying. AVAX, we're seeing aggression in AVAX in the spot, but in the futures, people are still hedging. So what are we seeing? We're seeing something that's objectively in the late stages of a decline. I think it's going to take a couple of days to shake out and people to get confident again. I don't think it's going to be a rip and run. Would I sell here? No. If I'm buying, what am I buying? I'm buying AVAX and I'm buying Sui. And Ondo. AVAX, Sui, Ondo. Those are the ones, I reckon. All right.